What are all the values of theta for all theta in between 0 and 2 pi, where 2 sine squared theta equals negative sine theta? So I see a sine squared, I see a regular sine, and I'm thinking zero product property thoughts. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add sine theta to both sides. So 2 sine squared theta plus sine theta equals 0. Now what I have is a sine in common with both. So let's factor out the sine. Factor out sine theta. That leaves me with 2 sine theta plus 1 equals 0. So I factored, and I have a factor times a factor equals 0. So you set each one equal to 0. Sine theta equals 0, and 2 sine theta plus 1 equals 0. So we're not using a calculator here, so however you want to view this, we're thinking reference angle charts, we're thinking unit circle thoughts. You're basically thinking sine of what gives me 0? There's two options, 0 and pi. Okay, the long way of doing this, if you need to, is you inverse sine both sides, and then so you would say the inverse sine of 0 equals theta. You end up with the same thing. So these are two possible options, okay? And I want to include 0 because of that equal sign. So it's not going to be pi and 2 pi. I'm including 0, so I did that correctly. This guy requires a little bit more work, so I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. 2 sine theta equals negative 1. I have that divided by 2, so sine theta equals negative 1 over 2. And so since sine theta is negative, we're thinking of where sine is going to be negative. And so my theta for these cases are going to be where sine is negative at 2 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. And so these are my answers: 0 pi, 0 pi, 7 pi over 6, and 11 pi over 6 seems to be B. So yeah, if you know your unit circle, this one's not too bad.